much stronger, the King of glory, the King above all kings, who shakes the whole earth with holy thunder and leaves us breathless in awe and wonder, the King of glory, the King above all kings. And this is amazing grace, and this is unfailing love, that you would take my place, that you would bear my cross, you laid down your life, that I would be set free. Oh, Jesus, I sing for all that you've done for me. And who brings our chaos back into order and makes the orphan a son and daughter, the King of glory, the King of glory, who rules the nations with truth and justice, shines like the sun in all of its brilliance, the King of glory, the King above all kings. And this is amazing grace, this is unfailing love, that you would take my place, that you would bear my cross, you laid down your life, that I would be set free. Oh, Jesus, I sing for all that you've done for me. And worthy is the Lamb who was slain, worthy is the King who conquered the grave, worthy is the Lamb who was slain, and worthy is the King who conquered the grave, worthy is the Lamb who was slain, and worthy is the King who conquered the grave, worthy is the Lamb who was slain, worthy, worthy, worthy. Oh, this is amazing grace, and this is unfailing love, that you would take my place, and that you would bear my cross, you laid down your life, that I could be set free. Oh, Jesus, I sing for all that you've done for me.
Good evening, guys. Miss Alicia here, and I'm so excited to welcome you to our first ever virtual VBS. Now, I don't know about you, but I love to discover new things. I like to focus on things that I don't know in order to learn more about them. I also like to focus on people that I don't really know so I can learn more about them too. Now, some of you may have never done a VBS before, or maybe you've never seen my face in your whole life. And this is going to be a great time for us to try to get to know each other. Now, there are lots of things that we can see that can help us understand the things that we can't see. So, for example, if you walk up to me and give me a high five, I can't see that you're my friend, but I think I know that you're my friend. Now, just like if I look outside and see a giant thundercloud coming, I don't see the rain yet, but I know that it wouldn't be a good idea to go get my bathing suit on and have my mom drive me to the pool. Or if it's 1,000,000 degrees outside, can probably guess that it's not a good idea to slowly eat ice cream or a popsicle, because then I'm just gonna have a puddle. The way we think about God is kind of the same way. We can't really see God with our eyes. However, we can discover more about him when we take a closer look, when we put focus on him and his amazing plan for our life. Now, those are things that we can do. There are things that we can do to help us focus on God. And that's what this week is going to be about. That's what we're going to be talking about and learning about for the next 3 days. Now, if you haven't, pause the video, because by now, if you signed up, you should have gotten one of these really cool bags. And this bag is going to help you. And we're going to show you exactly what's in it and exactly how to use it each and every night. So the first thing you have is a day one bag that says just for fun. And that's all this is. It's color sheets, sunglasses, some tattoos, and some other really fun stuff just for you to use whenever you would like. Now, as we go through Virtual VBS, we're going to worship, hear a Bible story, play a game, or do a craft. You're gonna have small group time, prayer time, and you're gonna hear about our mission. Now, at any point during this video, you can pause, you can rewind, whatever you need to do to get yourself caught up. So, another thing you should know about this bag is after the for fun bag, each day is labeled and it's got all the supplies that you're gonna need. So if you stop, pause, pull out your stuff, and then you can continue going. Now, something I want you to think about is, what's your favorite thing that God created? Now, you don't have to answer right now, but I want you to think about that. You'll get a chance to talk about it a little bit later with your family, but what is your favorite thing God created? That's a lot to choose from, so start thinking about that now. Now, we have a memory verse that we're gonna be working on the next 3 nights, and it's Hebrews 12:2. We're gonna put it on the screen, and you can read along with me. Let us keep looking to Jesus. He is the one who started this journey of faith, and he is the one who completes this journey of faith. Hebrews 12:2. That is so good, because even when our life is tough and it's confusing, we can keep our focus on Jesus and remember all that he's done for us. So let's play a game.
Whoa, this is amazing. Can you see that? Oh, hey there. My name's Kellen, and that was my eyeball. Let's do it one more time. Whoop, woohoo! Ah, cool, right? Well, God gave us eyes to see, and they're pretty impressive. The eye muscles are the fastest in the body, and while the eye is only an inch across and weighs less than a slice of bread, it has over 2 million working parts and can see millions of colors. Incredible, right? Our Bible story today is from the book of Romans and was written by a guy named the Apostle Paul. Now, Paul was not one of the original 12 disciples of Jesus, but he had a pretty amazing encounter with Jesus that changed his life. So amazing that Paul ended up writing several books in the New Testament, more than any other person. And so in Romans, Paul writes this: "Ever since the world was created, it has been possible to see the qualities of God that are not seen. I'm talking about his eternal power and about the fact he is God. Those things can be seen in what he has made, so people have no excuse for what they do." So what is Paul saying? He's saying, look around. Look at this incredible world. See the incredible things in nature. The ocean, the mountains, how intricate a beautiful and single flower is. Why are these things here? Well, Paul's saying it points to a God who created them. But God's creation doesn't just include nature. Look at your friends and your family, the people that you love and that love you. Where does that love come from? It comes from how you were created. And that fact also points to a God who loves us. Paul is simply saying, stop and take a closer look. And when you do, you'll see the evidence of a God who loves you and loves the world. If we really look for it, we'll be able to see the amazing things about God and the amazing things God is doing in our world. But here's something else I want to look at today. Even though Paul wrote this with only being able to use his eyes, today we're also going to use some tools to help us see things our eyes by themselves can't see. Let's take this telescope, for example. Our eyes can only see so far, but when we look through a telescope and bring it into focus, we can see things further out in space. And some scientists have even used bigger and more powerful telescopes to see further and further into space. And here's the thing about space. It's huge. Let me show you what I've been able to see. So, here's us. But here we are in our solar system. Yep. You see that tiny little blue dot? That's us. So that's our solar system. But our solar system is a tiny, tiny thing in our galaxy, the Milky Way. Now, where are we in our galaxy? You gotta figure we're right in the middle, right? Nope. Our solar system, all 8 of our planets in the sun, is like a speck of sand right here. And you're thinking, well, that's gotta be it, right? The galaxy's huge, so huge that I can't even wrap my head around it. But do you know how many more massive galaxies there are in the universe? Maybe a handful? Scientists now believe there are 2 trillion galaxies. When we look up at the stars, it lets us see the traits of a God who is bigger than our imagination. So, now that you and I are maybe feeling a little small, let me show you something else. I have a microscope here, and with super high-powered microscopes, we can see incredible detail of the smallest things. Our body is made up of all kinds of cells and some of the smallest things that can do incredible work that help us walk and talk, eat and think, digest our food, run around, climb trees, and each of those cells has its own job. Here, take a look at this. All right, let's bring this into focus. All right, there we go. What do you guys think those are? I'll give you a hint. Everyone take a deep breath right now. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Those things are called alveoli. Our lungs are made up of tiny air sacs that take oxygen in and carbon dioxide out with every breath. Look how incredible they are. Do you know how many of them are in your lungs? Hundreds of millions. every breath while you're running in gym class, and every breath while you're sleeping. When you take a closer look with a microscope, we can see that even the smallest part of us is created with such detail and care. Our God is so vast, it's mind-boggling. But He also cares about the smallest thing inside each of you. But what else can we see in creation that points us to a God we can't see? Well, we read in Genesis, in the creation story, that humans were a part of creation. And it says that we were all created in the image of God. That includes me, and that includes you. That means a lot of things, but I think it means that since we were created in God's image, we too can point to God. I'll give you an example. If I saw a building on fire, that would be pretty scary, right? But do you know what else I could see if I took out this pair of binoculars? Whoa, I'd see people. I'd see the firefighters running to put out the fire. Maybe even going inside to save people. When we see people loving others more than themselves, it points to a God who created us to do some pretty amazing things. When we really focus, we have so many things around us that we can see and observe. And even though we can't physically see God, the things we can see point to a God that is here right now working in our lives. As we learn more and more about this world that God has created for us, we can be excited about how much care God gave the world. And that's a reminder that God loves me and God loves you. And that's some pretty good news. Well, I'll see you next time as we take a closer look.
There's a lot of things in life that we just can't see. So it's so important for us to focus on what we can see. And I want you to think about creation. I want you to think about all the really cool things inside and outside your house that you can focus on, the things that you can see. So now we're gonna go into our small group time. So you'll pull out your Ziploc bag that says day 1, and you're gonna pull out 2 sheets of paper. One that says, what do you see? And this one that says creation's creativity. Now these are the instructions, but before you pause this, I'm gonna quickly go over this. This sheet right here is meant to be for one person or a group. So depending on how many people you have at your house right now, that's how you can do it. Now, if it's just one of you or a group of you, you can go outside, inside, upstairs, downstairs, anywhere you can go and try to find as many things on this list as possible. Bonus if you can get more than one answer for each. So go ahead and pause this video, go through your small group time, and refer back to this sheet if you need anything. All right, guys, we're about to go into our prayer time. But before you close your eyes and you take this time to really talk to God, I asked you a question earlier. Can you remember the question? It was, what is your favorite thing that God has created? Now that's a really big question. And maybe you don't exactly know, but maybe you've narrowed it down to 1, 2, or 5 things. So go ahead and pull out your prayer booklet. And you'll notice it looks a little blurry. So there are some really cool 3D glasses that you can go ahead and put on, and they will help you focus on what this book says. So go ahead and write down the answer to that question. What is your favorite thing God created? And if it's more than one thing, that's okay too. You can write down as many as you can fit. Once you write those down, just close your book and take off your glasses and just take a few minutes and close your eyes and talk to God. Pause this video, and as soon as everyone gets done praying, you can continue on. So before we finish up and I hand things over to Joey to show you how exactly you're gonna use these starbursts, I wanna remind you, if you remember nothing else today, because we've done a lot, I want you to remember to focus on what you can see. God has created incredible, beautiful things, and one way we can get to know Him better is just walking outside and looking at those things. Now, each year at VBS, we always do a mission, and we raise money for this mission. And this year, we are going to raise money to help Michael Vo continue his job at Casas. I'm actually gonna let him tell us a little more about that.
My day-to-day job, I deliver materials. So I'll go to Mexico and I will get all the house materials, all the materials necessary for a house to be built. I will put it on a flatbed truck, and me and our Mexico location workers will go deliver those materials to each property site. Another thing I do, I shoot first look videos. Those videos are the videos of the family that we send to our teams before they come and build. Those are the videos that show the family talking about what the house would do for them, how it could bless them, how much they make, what's the occupation. All that stuff is in that video. Another thing we do is the post-look videos. Those videos are the videos that we shoot after you come and build the house. Those videos include details like how they're doing since you saw them, how their faith has grown since you saw them, if they're believers, and how much the house has blessed them since you saw them. I also attend pastors' meetings. We have pastor meetings every month, and we all get together in one location and we all talk and we work through some problems and we work through some praises. Another thing I do is I keep maintenance on our vehicles. We have I think we have 4 or 5 fleet vehicles that people can rent. I maintain those because it's my job, somebody has to do it, and I don't mind doing it. And I have to keep maintenance at our warehouse in El Paso and our warehouse in Juarez. We have 2 warehouses. Our El Paso location is usually filled with materials and tools that we are using to fill up containers to send to other locations. We get these big shipping containers and we put everything we need for that location, put it in that container, and we ship it off overseas so they can get it. That's basically what my job day to day looks like. But Costas' mission as a whole is to build and serve. We build homes and we serve the community around us. I just want to throw a little statistics out there because, yeah, we build homes and we share the love of Christ, but I want to tell you how effective we are, because we are very effective, and I think our ministry does ministry the right way. This past year, we built 290 homes as a ministry, and 500 people gave their life to Christ because of that. And I think that's a huge win. 500 people giving their life to the Lord, that is a huge win, and I love it.
Hey guys, Joy Twell here. I'm here to demonstrate the game for you guys, to kind of give you guys some instructions. So I heard your bottom line for today is to focus on what you can see. So our game is going to kind of hint at that. So I don't know about you, but sometimes it's really hard to focus. Just the other day, my wife and I, we were out here working on the yard, and I'm running around not really focusing on what's going on around me, and Sammy goes, "Look at this." And I come over and there's this huge grasshopper. It's like this big. It looked amazing. And we took a couple minutes just to focus in and look at it. And it was absolutely amazing to see how God had created this incredible grasshopper. So it's really neat how when you take just a couple moments and really focus in, you can see what God has created and what He is doing all around us. So here's today's game. What you're going to need is a bucket, maybe something like tape to draw a line with, and I believe you have some Starburst. I don't have Starburst, but I do have some M&Ms. This is how it's going to work. You draw a tape line and you measure off a distance, maybe like 50 feet, and put your bucket down on one end, and then everyone else is standing behind. So if you have enough, you can break into 2 teams and maybe compete against each other, or maybe you're just going to kind of do this for time to see how many points you can get in 1 minute. So how it'll work is with every color you have, every color Starburst is 15 points, except the red ones. The red ones are worth 50 points. So obviously that's a lot more. So what you're going to do is you're going to put it in the bucket, all your Starburst. Maybe you want to throw some other stuff like leaves or maybe just some random items in there to make them harder to see. And so when you start, you run down and you look in, and if you focus and you look really hard, you might be able to find one of the 50-point ones. But if not, you can just run down, just grab one and run back, and then you tag the next person and they'll be able to run down and just do it for as long as the time, maybe right about a minute. So hope you guys enjoy. Here's some of my friends demonstrating the game.